Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-October 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I've kind of, changed my vantage point a little bit. I have like a little doodad that allows me to film a little bit more overhead. It's not like completely. I actually personally don't like it when people have like the direct overhead thing. I don't know why. It just, from the aerial view, I don't know why. It's a little bit too much in that direction. But for me, the bottom line is that I feel like I have to be in touch with the controls. I have to be able to touch my phone and all of that. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's ideal, but it's an improvement. And so anyway, I'm happy about that. Okay, we're going to look at this period that is coming up now. Of course, in October, Aries has a full moon on tap on the 20th. Now, technically, that's going to be for the end of the month, so I probably shouldn't talk too much about that, but you might see these rumblings with some of these cards as well, where things like the build up to the climax, if you will. And it's funny that I got the 10 of Cups in the challenge position, because this is the full moon is falling in your first house, and the sun will be opposing it from the 7th. Ooh, in a late degree of Libra, in the house that it rules, no less. So, relationship issues much at that time? We'll see. Okay, so the heart of the matter is the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very work-oriented card. Hence, I mean, this is a card connected to Taurus. As a person other than you, this would be somebody that's youthful, on the youthful side, no matter their age, but perhaps chronologically younger than you, or if you are if you're under the age of 40 maybe, then it's your contemporary. And this person is a very hard worker, somebody who shows up every day. So, I mean, obviously this could be like a coworker, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a facet of you. And so in that daily grind type of a vibe. And how this all shakes out is, I'm looking at the past position here. We have a 4 of Cups. You can see the person's body language. The hands are crossed. They are not having what is being offered to them. And the outcome card was the Knight of Cups, so that's an offer as well. So there's some dissatisfaction emotionally going on here. And whether it's with the love life or the job or what have you. And so, like, let's say the Knight of Pentacles, let's say that you have been exhibiting a really strong work ethic and you want a raise, but you have been given an offer that is very inadequate to what you have done, and it makes you feel emotionally dissatisfied, because it makes you feel like you're not being appreciated, that you're being taken advantage of. And Aries people don't really take too well to that vibe. Aries has a healthy ego, to say the least, and so anyone who underestimates you or disregards you is not going to be somebody that you are really happy to accommodate anymore, because you feel like you did your part. And the same thing applies for relationship issues. It may be that, although sometimes these cards can represent the element of the person that you're involved with. So a more reliable partner, a partner that you're more wanting or attracted to. Maybe there's somebody who is a Taurus or an earth sign. The other earth signs are Capricorn. That's actually one that I think you gravitate towards. And also Virgo is another earth sign that you're more compatible with that individual than this other one who may be emotionally, you're not meshing well emotionally. You don't love that person. Perhaps you have realized that you're dissatisfied with the relationship. The higher message is the Strength card. And this is a card of, I think in this particular case, when you start to value yourself, and that means that doesn't have anything to do with outer confidence, which can sometimes be a false bravado, but like really love yourself and want the best for yourself, you will attract a partner who adds to your life instead of depletes it. Because the Strength card is really, strength is kind of one of those words that can be interpreted a lot of different ways. But the ultimate sign of strength in life is having, like internally, like physically, having a strong body, immune system, and that kind of thing. And instead of like, I guess what I mean is more of an immune system, which you can't see with your naked eye, versus being a bodybuilder. You can be a bodybuilder and not really have good health. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Some people take steroids or, but they might have physical attributes that make them look like they're just on top of the world, but they really don't have what it takes to sustain health. And so on the emotional level, strength can be described as resilience. If you have been through a negative situation at work, and it doesn't lower your self-esteem that you're being treated this way, it only makes you more determined to find what is best for you, then that is actually an empowering thing. So this is like the spiritual message. So it's not on the surface. It's more of whatever that card represents. It's more the higher versions of it. What crosses you is the Ten of Cups. And I think it's the death of an illusion, like the happily ever after that didn't come. So if you had, maybe you've been working hard at something that hasn't produced the results that you have wanted. And I'm assuming it's working for others, although there certainly may be some of you who work for yourself. And being a cardinal sign, that might actually be the best thing for you a lot of times. But it is what it is, Sometimes you just fall into a certain job, and maybe you try to exhibit a good work ethic, and you're like, what was that for? What was it worth? It was worth something. At the very least, it gave you contrast of what you don't want, and that would be represented by that. The dissatisfaction, maybe you thought you wanted something that you really didn't. And I think a lot of times this can occur if you've come out of college and you're going into the career that you have studied for, and it doesn't turn out to be what you thought it was going to be. I think that probably happens a lot more than people talk about, openly, where they feel, because this is a card of like malaise, not really having a sense of joy, kind of feeling blah, meh about life and about the situation. And yes, I can say too that this can be about marriage or, you know, committed partnership. 10 of Cups can be about marriage. And one of the things too with the Knight of Pentacles is if you're like somebody who is really like into making money, like you're very driven that way, which the Knight of Pentacles is. And if you're an Aries and you have Mars and Taurus, but even Mars and Aries, I could see you doing that too. Aries people tend to do well financially because they have a lot of energy, and they might have inner planets in Taurus that help them to sustain their efforts and also to have a materialistic drive. You know, like I said, with Mars in Taurus, that could be the case. But the bottom line is that just like what I said about college and things like that, you find that it's not all it's cracked up to be. So you get married, but it's not for the right reasons. It's not to the right person. You're working a lot, Knight of Pentacles, and you don't have the time to really nourish the relationship. It could be as simple as that. And so you feel like your dream has been crushed when in fact it wasn't really built on stable ground. It was always kind of like not what it should have been. So not to say, oh, tough luck, but to say, don't think that it can't happen just because it didn't happen in this case. What's coming in is the Knight of Swords. This is change in the air. Maybe you're going in a new direction. Maybe you are... we've got 2 knights. Oh, actually 3 knights. Wow. And the knight as an archetype can represent this idea of, you know, someone who has a lot of ambition. And I read somewhere that the swords were related to fire energy. I mean, not the swords, but the knights. So you being an Aries, this is kind of like, and I don't know if I remembered correctly, but it does seem to go along with that, where there's this great energy, the energy of youth. Of course, this is not really youth. This is like young adulthood, or we could even say, I would say up until the 40s chronologically, but definitely the 30s. So, by the way, did you notice that I had to start a new file? And now I have it up close, so we'll see. Maybe this is the best to see things up close. But anyway, so you have to, in this quest for ambition and things like that, you have to be deliberate, because you may be like with the 4 of Cups, you may be coming from this time where you have felt a sense that everything was uninteresting, you know, which is kind of like hell to you, having like boring circumstances, a relationship that was boring, and that kind of thing, to craving that excitement that Aries seem to love so much. And yet, you know, the danger is not looking before you leap and kind of just being like running amok. And so that's what you have to watch out for. But it does seem to suggest some kind of new things coming in for you. And then the outcome is the Knight of Cups, and this is a very this is an emotionally uplifting offer that someone may give to you. If you are dealing with relationship issues, this can be from an admirer, somebody who has been waiting for you to be single, Or if this is job related, someone who really values you. And see, that's what I'm saying. We're coming from this feeling, you know, the person with their arms crossed, of not being loved the way that they want to be loved, or admired, respected the way that they want to be respected. And so you can get that. But the thing is that you have to realize that there are cycles in life, and you may, I think sometimes with the Knight of Pentacles, there can even be this sense of getting in a rut and not believing that anything is possible to be changed, when it is, when it totally is. It's just a matter of realizing that. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, I do a lot of astrology readings, and I do tarot readings too. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for listening or watching. Take care. Bye.